Hello everybody, welcome to another level design video for my level design class. We're back in SuperMeat Boy. The third project is we can choose anything, any type of game, so I figured let's go back to Meat Boy, see what's up. So let's begin. When I was thinking of this level, I wanted it to be like a race against the clock thing. And in Super Meat Boy, if the main ground that the player has to go on is an unlockable block that starts when you hit the key, then that could be kind of used as a clock. And it's just a straight path, and it goes all the way to Bandage Girl, but the user has to run into like obstacles to get there. So one thing I ran into was trying to figure out how to go from above the chain blocks to below it. Originally, I had a convoluted setup over here where it kind of went like this. Went like that instead. Because I was trying to figure out ways that the player couldn't just wait at that spot to get past. So I had originally thought of this and like had a whole room. That's actually why this salt here is. I haven't gotten rid of it, but it used to go in here, and then there was no way for the player to get to this hole, because if they even tried to cheat their way past it, they would just fall into the salt. But when I started adding vertical salt, like this here, I just realized I could do that. So I changed it. As far as like the obstacles so far, primarily it's just mazes. If we actually hop in, I can run through it. Let me just die real quick. They're primarily mazes, because with the salt factory, kind of set, there's not a lot of enemies. There's actually none. It's just all hazards, like the salt or a buzzsaw. So I wanted the salt to be the sort of the primary hazard, and the way you encounter it changes a little bit and gets a little more in your face. So for this first one, it's just a pile of salt there, and then you start getting introduced to the flowing salt right there. Oh, that's actually, I gotta fix that. Okay. You get introduced to the flowing salt right there, and then it's kind of an issue in the next part. Oh, also you can die there. So I wanted like the difficulty to ramp up in the length of the puzzle, and also the amount of salt. There's not really any salt in this corridor. These last parts, I just kind of went into the editor and messed around to see what I could do. So there wasn't too much thought put into them. Actually, for this one, funny enough, I didn't put a little thought into it, because I wanted it to be asymmetrical. I wanted the rooms to start getting bigger and more open. So for this one, I planned a symmetrical one, and I put the bandage here because originally there was no bandage there, and there was no real incentive to go over here and explore this part of the map. If you knew the direction of the level, you could just fall to the right. So I put it there to the left, because you kind of do have to backtrack to get that bandage. So it takes a little more time, and the more skilled players will be able to get it. Yeah, and then complete the level. For the last part, I don't really have a lot. I kind of was hoping there were like enemies that could follow you, like the enemy Meat Boys, to go in this. So it'd be more of an more open room with like platforms. around to like try and escape the dudes, but I don't have those enemies on this level. So I went with more of a maze thing, a maze design to this level, um, which is obviously not finished because there's a giant unfinished section right here. Um, but that's kind of the route I'm going with. I kind of want to change it because I don't want the user to feel like they're just running and wasting time running. I want there to be some sort of level of intricacy, so they're always like thinking about doing things rather than just running mindlessly. So I definitely want to work with that, and also I have to make it so that the first run horizontal you get a glimpse of Bandage Girl, so the user kind of knows where they're going. But that's if we spawn here, you never really see her. You can only get that upper block. And also kind of a jerk move on my part that I'm definitely going to fix is even if you could see Bandage Girl over there, the way that leads to that view is a dead end. So I don't want to punish my players for showing them where to go. So I definitely got to change that. But other than that, that's the first iteration. I'll be doing more work on it, seeing how I can flesh out all the stuff I just described. But that's the first iteration. And I'll see you later, everybody.